Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I just got back from taking my 12-year-old deer hunting. And let me tell you what, yesterday evening while we were deer hunting, there were deer everywhere. So for those of you that don't deer hunt, when deer are in their mating season, it's called the rut. And the bucks are always chasing the does around, and you can see it, they're all running all over the place. And we saw a big one. It did not work out, but we did see a monster. We didn't bring it home. I was not in charge of that. I was not the shooter. But anyway, it didn't work out. So my 12-year-old, he's learning right now. Okay, check this out. Stuart Alderati tweeted this today. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but make no mistake, the courage of Brad and Chris and the resilience and expertise of the Ripple legal team, most of whom are nameless and never sought the Twitter spotlight, paved the way. Ripple provided the blueprint to defeat Gary Gensler's inexplicable war on crypto. We kept the door open long enough for the industry to survive and seize this incredible moment. The faith and support of the XRP Army provided much needed hope in the darkest days. Thank you. My question when I read that is, victory as in settlement or case dismissal, question mark? Remember the other day, folks, okay? So now we've got the Trump administration coming in. We got a bunch of pro-crypto people coming in. Remember the other day, Oceanfront, CEO of SBI Holdings, replied to a tweet and said Ripple should begin preparing for its IPO as soon as possible. And once the SEC matter is resolved, then there was this video I showed the other day where this John Billich from Ripple said basically we haven't thought about IPOing because the environment, hence the SEC and Gary Gensler has not been such that we could. Even if we in other words, even if we win the lawsuit over XRP, Gary Gensler's not going to approve our IPO because he's a piece of garbage. He didn't say that, I'm saying it. And then there's this. Watch this. This is Michael Saylor. And while he's talking about how valuable his company is because of how much Bitcoin it owns. What other company do you know that has a bunch of XRP that is now valued at, it's been going nuts the last 24 hours. It's now valued at $1.49. Who else do you know that owns a lot of a particular digital asset called XRP? Has a lot in escrow.
Over the last 2 weeks, Andrew, we've generated $5.4 billion in BTC gains. We're making $500 million a day. I'm staring at my screen and we're selling dollar bills for $3, sometimes a million times a minute. And so it's not impossible. We may very well be the most profitable company in the United States, growing the fastest. It's not impossible. We may very well be the most profitable company in the United States.
Besides one, right?
Growing the fastest right now. Because there's not many.
If that XRP and escrow is all Ripple's, which I question, I've always felt like a lot of it was pre-allocated, then Ripple might be this dark horse, mega valuable company, right? Just saying.
Companies that are making $500 million a day doing what they're doing. If you don't like Bitcoin, you don't want any piece of it. But if you like Bitcoin, then this is a monster for you.
Now we know that Brad Garlinghouse has always said that XRP is not on the balance sheet, but was that just while this SEC lawsuit is going on? And is this SEC lawsuit almost done and out of here? And if so, does the XRP go on the balance sheet? I don't know the answer to that. What I do know is that there's Ripple private equity on the Link2 platform. You can go to linqto.com or you can download the app. Check it out. They are my sponsor. Okay, now look at this. Judy Shelton. Apparently, Judy Shelton is a fan of the official Cool Guy, the Digital Asset Investor channel, and apparently she's a fan of Ripple, because look at this. She says, "Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Intuitive." He was replying to a video she was in. Thanks, good. Remember the other day when Senator Loomis said that we should sell gold and buy Bitcoin with the money? The United States government should. He says, thank goodness something rational, as opposed to hearing a senator tell the USA to sell their gold for Bitcoin. And this is Judy Shelton.
You, of course, recently made huge headlines and created huge waves in the financial media. In fact, some are saying it was a radical solution to solve inflation. Tell the audience what this solution is.
Well, I like the word radical. It comes from the Latin going to the root. And I think the root of the problem is we haven't had sound finances and sound money from our government. And what I'm proposing is that President Trump authorized the U.S. Treasury to issue a 50-year bond starting on July 4th, 2026. That's going to be a big day for our nation, maturing on July 4th, 2076, which will be the 300th anniversary of our founding. And that bond should be convertible into gold at the option of the bond holder. And I think that would be a way, well, first off, we would use our 261 million ounces as collateral for that bond. They've been sitting there untouched for 53 years. We carry them on the books at 11 billion. There's already a windfall profit of 700 billion if you mark them to market. Let's capture that profit, but let's use this gold convertible US dollar instrument as a way to serve as a barometer and that we are going to make progress on fiscal sustainability and monetary soundness. We're going to restore the monetary integrity of our currency.
Judy,
what? I mean, look at this.
Dollar as good as gold.
Yes.
Make the dollar great again. How about that? A 50-year bond convertible to gold. That lady is smart, and Mr. Intuitive is smart for spotting that. The other day, just to remind you, she also retweeted Brad Garlinghouse's interview with Maria Bartiromo and said, very impressive interview with Brad Garlinghouse. Ripple with Maria Bartiromo this morning. eGreg Crypto, folks, we got some price action. He wanted to highlight a couple of things from one of his older tweets. Immediate target, $1.30 to $1.50. Many moons ago, I anticipate a breakout surge to $1.50 within the white triangle and $7.50 within the yellow triangle. XRP Army, stay steady. The $7.50 target is just wave 1, part of the bigger macro wave 3. Hint, wave 3 begins at 2 digits. Oof. And then there was this. XRP is moving rapidly towards $2. Then next stop for XRP, $3. By the end of 2024, it will have reclaimed the previous all-time high at 380. Then the real fun begins. In 2025, XRP will skyrocket into uncharted territory. Conservatively, we will see $6 to $10 or $15 to $20 XRP after successful launch of the ETF. Institutional money comes flooding into XRP. Could XRP go higher than that? Yes. May happen after the bull run, once we see the utility run for XRP kick in. Then Crypto Insight UK says XRP looks like she's ready to go again, if you ask me. Well, she's ready to go to the tune of right now $1.50 on the dot. Wouldn't it be fun if we got to see another surge like last night tonight? XRP has been suppressed ever since CoinMarketCap removed Korean volume in January 2018, causing huge artificial drop in price and subsequent sell-off. It's payback time. I like the sound of that. And then I'll finish here. This is from Eleanor Terrett. This is an interview with Mark Oyeda, which he's one of the good guys at the SEC that's still there.
The SEC Commissioner Mark Oyeda joins me now. Commissioner, Trump wants to make America the world's crypto capital. How will the next SEC chair make it happen?
Well, good morning, Stuart. One of the things that President Trump is absolutely right is the current administration's war on crypto needs to stop. There are a number of things that we can do with respect to crypto to help make America one of the global leaders in crypto. First off, from a regulatory perspective, we can provide the appropriate clarity. Some crypto is not even a security at all, but we need to make clear whether or not you fall within SEC jurisdiction or not. If you do, we need, again, a set of rules so those players in this space know what to do, whether it's making an offering, if you're a broker dealer, how you handle those sorts of transactions.
Imagine that, having a set of rules. Okay, if you are a security, here's what you are able to do and not do. Here's how you do it. Imagine that. Crazy. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Actions, how you custody and safeguard those, what it means for asset managers. One of the other very important things we can do is to create safe harbors and regulatory sandboxes to allow that innovation to occur. And finally, we need to work with the Congress, the White House, and other federal regulatory agencies to make sure we have a cohesive and comprehensive approach to crypto.
Well, you seem to have a pretty firm grasp of where you want to take the SEC. Gensler stepped down on January the 20th when Trump comes in. Would you want the job? Would you take it?
Well, that's a decision for the president to make. What I can tell you is that whoever steps in that job, there is a lot of work that needs to be done to address some of the regulatory excesses, not only at the SEC, but at other administrative agencies. There are a lot of new rules and regulations that were rolled out. There are a lot of unintended consequences, many of which will need to be addressed.
You sound like you're auditioning for the job because you're coming out with all the things that Trump wants to see, right? Are you auditioning? Are you throwing your hat in the ring?
Well, I'm just going back to my experience. The last transition we had with President Trump, I was fortunate to be on our executive staff as a senior advisor to acting Chairman Michael Pivovar, who was named by President Trump to take over the agency after the Obama administration. And there are so many things, like the situation was back then, that need to be addressed. Back then, it was many of the regulatory overreaches that resulted from implementation of the Dodd-Frank Act.
Mark, I think your hat is firmly in the ring as of right now. Mark Ueda, thank you very much.
Why wouldn't it be? Now, in DAIXRP.com, we are going to talk about price, a lot about price and some other things, but a lot about price because things are getting heated up and exciting, and we're going to talk about some crazy things that could happen, okay? I'm going to go into them, and I'll tell you why I think those crazy things could happen, and here's just a scenario. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that listen, if you want to join DAIXRP.com to hear about some of the stuff we're talking about, pricing and such, go to the top. It's in the top of the description of this video. Just click on the link and it'll take you straight there. All right, here we go.